you have the whole family involved in this. They're all working together for this one event, and they get handsomely paid for it. They get rewarded for it. Now, there's another aspect of this that when I mentioned before about the military or the law enforcement being involved in the networks, I do believe, and this is my personal opinion, that the majority of these people are either military, active, or are in some form of law enforcement where they are basically have a clearance, a security clearance. And that clearance basically makes them unable to speak about this and even mention it, period. So when I came out with this information about the OJ trial and Megyn Kelly, the following 2 days later after I released it, she disappeared for about a month. So people were wondering, where'd she go? What happened? I think that that's when they retrain her for basically handling any type of comments that would come to her about this information that I've released. Once she comes back, she was basically the same person. Everything was fine, but she said she just needed some time off. And at that point, it was pretty much, you could see the downward traveling of her career unto the point where we have today where she's leaving Fox News. So we are in a situation where these individuals, once we out them, they react in a way that is pretty telling. Chance, almost every situation we've had where you will find that those individuals are playing supporting roles in that story that they are involved in. We see that with this situation with the OJ trial as well. We know her brother, and it's very difficult to find photographs of him, but I say that the photographs that I have found is you can compare him to Ron Goldman. Now, Ron Goldman and Kato Kaelin are the same person. You say, well, wait a second, hang on. They don't look alike. Well, they do look alike, except for there's one feature that's different, and that's his nose. So I claim that the photographs that you are being shown of that Ron Goldman, who was killed in the OJ trial, are photographs of her brother that was before a nose job. And of course, after nose job, you have Kato Kaelin playing a role in this event as well. The more individuals that you have that can play multiple roles, and when I say play a multiple role, I mean all we're doing is we're seeing a photograph that we're being shown as Ron Goldman. He's not really playing any role. It's old footage. So it's really easy for them to play these dual parts. The less people that you have involved, the easier it is to control the story. And of course, since they're siblings, they're not going to tell on each other. They both stand to make a profit from this, and they have. They have gone on and made careers out of it. Of course, the other advantage that the networks have, they created court TV from that single event. The law enforcement, they get bonuses, they get their budgets increased when it comes to terrorist acts, and they claim they need more equipment. So, of course, the people will give them more money. Everybody makes out as a profit in this event, except for the taxpayers. The taxpayers like you and I. We're the ones that have to foot the bills for these events. There's various claims of how much it cost the city of Los Angeles for the court, for the trial. Whether or not those numbers are true, I don't know. But in any event, it still costs the taxpayers money. Plus, it also creates a false image, a false presence of the law enforcement out in that area. And of course, we had a lot of situations where people believed what we were told in the OJ trial, and that the police planted this information at the crime scene, and it caused a lot of unnecessary tension.
I live where there's no TV, there's no radio, there's no clocks, there's no electric lights. The girls carry water. They don't wear makeup. They have their babies by themselves. They go in the shack and squat down and have their babies. I live on the ground. I live on the earth. I lived in Hollywood, and I had all that. The Rolls Royce and the Ferrari and the pad in Beverly Hills. I had the Surfboard and the Beach Boys and the Beasties and the Neil Diamond and the Rob Scott and the Jimmy Griffin and Elvis Presley's, Mesca Bestleys and all them guys. The Dina Martins and the Nancy Sinatras and the Gaffer Saffron. Will you do it to me? I hear you do it good, honey, and all that kind of, will you come up to my house later? So I went through all that, and I seen that was a bigger prison than the one I just got out of, and I really didn't care to go back to prison. See, prison doesn't begin and end at the gate. Prison is in your mind. It's locked in one world that's dead and dying, or it's open to a world that's free and alive. Drugs, LSD, I don't consider a drug. I don't consider peyote a drug. Those are more or less religiously significant awareness, mind-expanding apparatuses that come from the intelligence of the universe. The reason that the girls liked me was, hey now, I'm all around you, round you. Hey now, up on your heart I can sing through you. And I play and I sing, and they say, hey man, you got soul in that music. And I said, yeah, I play a little bit, you know. I like music. And they said, man, you're really somebody. I said, oh, I am? Oh, I just got out of jail. I don't know what somebody is. They like my music. They say, man, we want to get you over. I said, get me over for what? They said, we take you down here to Beverly Hills and we want to get you in because you're a star. I said, I'm a what? They said, you're a star. So they took me to the Beach Boys, and I went and I got on the surfboard and I rode around and I looked and I said, gee, Huela Chingazos, this is more trouble than what I just got out of. You got look at yourself. You got to wear that, whether you like it or not. You got to do things. You got to get up and go through all kinds of changes, whether you want to or not doesn't matter. Your whole life is put in your paycheck.
In our investigation, we discovered that some of Satan's soldiers are also high-ranking officers in the United States military. Here at San Francisco's Presidio Army Base, for example, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino led a double life as a satanic high priest. The colonel's cult is listed in the San Francisco telephone book, and his phone answering machine boasts of his affiliation.
This is the Temple of Set. The temple is the only international satanic religious institution fully recognized by the United States government.
Indeed, the Army does officially recognize Satanism as a legitimate religion and supplies chaplains with this guide for ministering to the satanic soldier. Devil worship is as old as religion itself. It's the grim alternative, the flip side of life. Evil over good, dark over light, Satan over God himself.
Come forth and bestow these blessings of hell upon us.
Forced underground by the religious hysteria of the Middle Ages, Satanism was resurrected, first by an Englishman named Aleister Crowley in the early 20th century. It entered its modern era in this country just about 25 years ago, under the theatrical guidance of Anton LaVey, California-based high priest of present-day devil worship. LaVey founded the Church of Satan. Now, despite its preachings of evil and hate, the church and its offshoots are constitutionally protected religions.
I believe that hate is necessary in a controlled way just as much as love is necessary.
LaVey penned the best-selling Satanic Bible. It's the handbook of devil worshippers everywhere. And for a time, he was considered chic enough to attract the attention of Hollywood. After working together on a film, LaVey made Sammy Davis Jr. an honorary member, while the late Jane Mansfield was for a time among LaVey's most passionate followers.
Most of the people that are in my group are professional people, they're business people, they're people that are from very responsible walks of life.
Let me introduce you first, though, to Zena LaVey. Her father, Anton LaVey, is, I guess, the founding father of Satanism in this country. Founding it about 25 years ago, Zena?
Yeah, approximately 25 years.
Can you tell us with any certainty how widespread the religion of Satanism is in this country or around the world?
Well, the religion is worldwide. We have members just throughout the world, and it's a legitimate religion. It's perfectly within it's legal.
But how many people? Hundreds, thousands, tens of
thousands.
thousands, hundreds of thousands?
Hundreds of thousands, I can't say. Thousands, easily.
What is it, Dr. Aquino? Dr. Aquino, the high priest of the Church of Set.
Temple of Set.
Temple of Set, also a colonel, interestingly enough, in the United States Army. What is it, this Satanism?
I think that there is some confusion tonight because this same term means something different to Satanists than it does to Christians in the United States. By our own standards, the people who you've shown in these film clips would not be Satanists, either present or in the past. Rather, they would be the failures of a conventional religion.
I appreciate your opinion. What is it, sir, then? What is Satanism?
Well, originally the Church of Satan, when it was founded, was composed not of people with a hatred for Christianity, but of people who, by and large, were agnostics and atheists, because they felt that the institutions which had arisen around Christianity had failed in their moral commitment. So Satanism itself became an emphasis on rational self-interest and on taking responsibility for your own intellectual and ethical decisions.
They like my music. They say, man, we want to get you over. I said, get me over for what? They said, we take you down here to Beverly Hills and we want to get you in because you're a star. I said, I'm a what? They said, you're a star. So they took me to the Beach Boys, and I went and I got on the surfboard and I rode around and I looked and I said, gee, Huela Chingazos, this is more trouble than what I just got out of. You got look at yourself. You got to wear that, whether you like it or not. You got to do things. You got to get up and go through all kinds of changes, whether you want to or not doesn't matter. Your whole life is put in your paycheck. You couldn't pay me all the money in the world to do something I don't want to do. If I'm shoveling the barn and you want me to go Des Kevin Rumflop, I say, no, I'm doing something right here. I'm helping this blind man. I feel better in doing what I want to do. I did not break the law. Jesus Christ told you that 2,000 years ago. You don't understand me. That's your trouble. Not my fault because you don't understand me. I don't understand you either. But I don't spend my whole life trying to put the blame over on you because my cigarette didn't light or because something didn't work right. What do you want to call me a murderer for? I've never killed anyone. I don't need to kill anyone. I think it. I have it here. I don't need to live in this physical realm. I walk around in the physical realm, and I put on the faces, and I talk, and I play, and it's this big act, man. In the spiritual world is where I live. I exist in places you never even dreamed of. You talk about, this little physical realm you live in, guilty, and is he in sin? Well, how's your courts guilty? How many people do you think you've hung on the ventilators in the nut wards and forced medication on them? You see what I'm saying? You don't have any idea what the hell's going on. If you knew what the hell was going on in your own system, then you'd say, now I see what's creating this. Society's creating it. Society's saying, we want these Rambos. We want these killers. Oh, wow, man. Look at that dude there. And you got little kids looking in the book and where they selling in it. Oh, yeah, Sears and Roebuck. Rambo from 12 to 15. Kai Karate from age 5 to 17. And you got all your kids out here doing these crazy things. Now you want to come and say, Charlie Manson's the father of our country. We're convicting you for being Jesus Christ. We're convicting you for being the devil. We're convicting you for being responsible for our actions. I'm not responsible for anyone's actions but my own actions. In my whole life, I've burglarized a grocery store, stole some nickels and dimes, busted open a stamp machine, stole a few items.
I think it. I have it here. I don't need to live in this physical realm. I walk around in the physical realm, and I put on the faces, and I talk, and I play, and it's this big act, man. In the spiritual world is where I live. I exist in places you never even dreamed of. You talk about, this little physical realm you live in, guilty, and is he in sin? Well, how's your courts guilty? How many people do you think you've hung on the ventilators in the nut wards and forced medication on them? You see what I'm saying? You don't have any idea what the hell's going on. If you knew what the hell was going on in your own system, then you'd say, now I see what's creating this. Society's creating it. Society's saying, we want these Rambos. We want these killers. Oh, wow, man. Look at that dude there. And you got little kids looking in the book and where they selling in it. Oh, yeah, Sears and Roebuck. Rambo.
Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left. Because my children are coming. I told you 20 years ago.